Alright, so now we're going to learn the knit stitch. So you're going to need another needle, guys. So this style of knitting that I do was passed down from my great-grandmother, who was 100% Swedish. And in Sweden, they knit continental style, which means you're going to hold your working yarn, this long piece that's connected to your ball, with your left hand if you are right-handed. So we're going to move this over. These are the current stitches. These are the stitches that are done, and your working yarn is going to be held in your left hand. I like to weave them between my fingers for tension so that my stitches are the same size throughout my work. So the first stitch you're going to do is you're going to put it underneath the loop here, pull the yarn behind it through it, so you have your first stitch here, and then you're going to pull the old stitch off of the other needle. So we're going to do the same, under, pull it through, and pull it over. Under, pull it through, pull it off. You're going to keep going until the end of the row. Pull it through and off. Under, pull it through and off. There is another style of knitting called the English version. It is a throw version, and it seems to be the most popular style of knitting amongst the knitting community. What I don't like about it is that you hold your working yarn in your opposite hand, and it makes it very clunky, makes it very time-consuming. And in the end, I like to do things quickly. This style of knitting is going to be great for people who already know how to crochet, since crocheters hold the yarn in a very similar way in their left hand, while their working needle or hook is in the right. So if you're a crocheter, this style of knitting is going to be the easiest for you to learn. So we're going to turn it and do the same on the other side. So you'll see on this side, these stitches lay fairly flat, while on this side, the stitches are bumpy. On this side, the right side, this is knit. On the wrong side, these are called purls. But we didn't purl them to make them, so it's still a knit stitch. Since I've knitted this all the way here, this is going to be called a garter stitch, where you're knitting row after row after row. It's going to be the most basic style of knitting. It's also very textured and squishy. So if we keep going, it's going to keep looking like this. I want to teach you how to purl. So purl, it's going to be a little similar, except I'm going to move my yarn instead of the back of my needle to the front of my needle. And I'm going to approach the stitch going above and under instead of under and up. And I'm going to pull this through that way, so that in the front I get this bump instead of it being in the back. So all a purl stitch is a backwards knit. And I'm just going to keep going. Under, or over, and out. Over, pull it through, and up. Over, pull it through, and off. And you'll see in the right side of the work how different it looks versus this garter stitch. In the right side of our work, so the back side it looks bumpy, but on the right side it lays flat. So purl and knit. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to shoot me a PM or ask in the comments. I'm happy to answer them for you. Have a great day, guys.